It's ASMballeR here, and today I am back with another video. And in today's video, as you can see, we are going to take a super duper way too early of a look into the 2021. Yes, I know, God, 2021 is next year. That's so crazy, but well, actually, it's next month. But we're taking a look at the 2021 NBA free agency class. Sorry. So it doesn't matter if they are restricted or unrestricted. We're going to be talking about players in the NBA who are going to be free agents for next offseason. This was actually a pretty cool idea that I came up with, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to go over some big time player names that are going to be maybe jumping ship onto new teams that are going to be super crazy to think of that. There are some big time player names that are going to be said, so make sure you keep watching and not miss out. Also, make sure to drop a like on the video. Let's get this video to 100, yes, 100 likes. You guys have been killing the game recently, and I love you guys for that so much. And make sure, if you also like this type of content or any type of ASMR content, I do a whole lot of different things, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Yesterday I did post a video, and it was talking about every NBA team's off season, and then grading them. So if you find that interesting, make sure to check out last video and the video before that, where we do the Eastern Conference and Western Conference, two different videos, same idea. So other than that, hopefully you guys enjoy, and let's jump right into the video. Okay, so right now, and I know all my videos sort of start out the same with my phone, but I actually need in this video to look at the player names that we're going to be talking and discussing about. So this isn't a ranking, this isn't in any order, these are just the players I see that are going to be free agents, unrestricted or restricted, in the next upcoming off season. So let's sort of get started with some nice players that are going to be free agents this offseason. Nothing super crazy, not like superstars, but players who will definitely and can definitely make an impact on maybe a new team, or if they do get re-signed by their team, but that's no fun. Players like Jared Allen, who is right now, at least in my opinion, should be the starting center for the Brooklyn Nets. And I mean, obviously, Jared Allen is probably going to be wanting the starting spot for the Nets. And if they don't give him that, I think he would walk. I know they have DeAndre Jordan on the Nets right now, and he's a very sort of important piece to that puzzle, because DeAndre is buddies with KD and Kyrie, so it all really comes down to the relationship that they all have, and if they let Jared Allen start or not. That's going to really come down to obviously the superstars of KD and Kyrie. I would obviously like to see Jared Allen start. I think he's a better player as of right now. Not prime DeAndre. Prime DeAndre is a monster, but definitely past that prime of his days. So I think Jared Allen could definitely see himself jumping ship if the Nets do bad, which I doubt they will. I think they're going to be, a finals contender for sure, especially if Kevin Durant is where he thinks he is and where he says he is. And we're going to see that very soon. So another one is OG Anunoby, which is a player that I don't think is going anywhere. I think the Raptors really love OG, see him as a very good development sort of player to the Toronto Raptors, and see him as sort of like a off-brand version of Kawhi Leonard, which he can still be. Definitely still very much is not the offensive player that we are all hoping he becomes. So hopefully that eventually comes with time. But defensively, he's really good wing player. Can guard 1 through 4, and we all saw him hit that crazy buzzer beater in the playoffs. So I think OG would stay. I don't think he would ever go anywhere else, in my opinion. But he's definitely a very interesting free agent. Another player who is going to be a free agent this next upcoming offseason is Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball. That's definitely a very interesting name. I think he's going to be a restricted free agent, but it really comes down to maybe how much money Lonzo wants. I mean, the Pelicans have a lot of good young talent. They just signed Brandon Ingram to a max contract. Obviously, Zion is going to get the max, and they're going to have to pay a lot of the players to build around those two great players. Does Lonzo Ball think he is worth the max contract extension? That's really going to be interesting because I think Lonzo is a very good player, and he still can develop to be a great player, maybe even one of the best point guards in the NBA, if it does come to that. But right now, I definitely wouldn't be paying Lonzo a bunch of money just to be a really good playmaker and defender. There's a lot of those type of players in the league, but obviously if he starts developing more of his offensive game, then that's when you start looking at Lonzo like, wow, this guy is a big time, but it hasn't happened yet. So, let's say the Pelicans don't do so hot and Lonzo does not develop that sort of amazing offensive skill that I saw him in college with. I could definitely see him jumping ship to a team that he can start making his own name for, because obviously the Pelicans love Ingram, and obviously the Pelicans love Zion. Lonzo might be the odd man out, and definitely could see him on, the Charlotte Hornets, playing alongside his brother in Charlotte. That could be a big possibility. Or the Knicks, obviously looking for a big-time player name to play alongside their young guys with Obi Toppin. I think that'd be very interesting to have Lonzo Ball there running the show. That'd be amazing. Or maybe somewhere where he can develop it maybe a little bit better. A team that has had that in the past, maybe like the Spurs, or some sort of franchise that has a lot of very good development in its history. So definitely see a couple options there. My personal opinion, I think it'd be really cool to have Charlotte with Lonzo and LaMelo. I think that'd be really fun. And also the Knicks, I think would also be a fun idea. But for Lonzo's sake and Lonzo's career, I would hope he would take, not a humongous contract to stay with the Pelicans, because man, that team has a future if they stay together, and I think Lonzo is a very important part of that. Some other players include Spencer Dinwiddie, which definitely falls into the same boat as Jared Allen, being a really good player on a really good team. Really want a bigger role on a different team that he could get, absolutely, probably. So Spencer Dinwiddie could also be one of those players that jump ship, maybe if the Nets don't live up to the championship expectations, or he doesn't get enough playing time with Kyrie Irving and playing, I'm assuming, behind Kevin Levert as well, because Spencer Dinwiddie isn't really a two guard, he's definitely more of a point guard. So that's an interesting one. I think he's going to be another one of those players who's going to maybe go to, like, again, the Knicks, or a team that has really good development going on right now, or a team that really needs him. I think that'd be pretty interesting to see. Jonathan Isaac from the Orlando Magic, he's not going anywhere. He's definitely the cornerstone for the Magic as of right now, besides, obviously, Vucevic. Kyle Lowry is a free agent, but I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think he's probably going to stay with Toronto the rest of his career, which is really cool. Okay. There's maybe one of the first big time player names, but it is Victor Oladipo from the Indiana Pacers. That's a pretty decent name. So we've obviously over this past offseason heard a lot of different rumblings from the Pacers management, or maybe not even them, but someone was leaking stuff about how Victor Oladipo didn't like playing in Indiana. So is that true? I think there's always some sort of truth in every lie. So maybe he likes playing in Indiana but doesn't like his current situation, or maybe even vice versa. So dang, he is probably going to jump ship in my opinion. I think he's going to play out the rest of his season. The Pacers are going to be a first round exit. Maybe not, who knows, but sorry Pacer fans, but and then I think he's going to look elsewhere. I think he's going to look for more of a contending team spot, maybe somewhere where he can be more of a place where he can fit in a lot better. So whether that is with an up and coming team, I don't know, he could play alongside Devin Booker in Phoenix next year. Maybe if Chris Paul leaves or retires or something like that, that'd be very interesting. Or maybe he signs with the Minnesota Timberwolves, play alongside D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns, and helps the development of Anthony Edwards. That'd be kind of cool because they both play kind of similar. So there's a lot of different options. Or again, Robinson's probably going to stay there. I think the Knicks will pay him a pretty penny, or maybe they won't even have to get him to stay. Mitchell Robinson is probably their biggest asset as of right now, besides obviously, Obi Toppin. But I mean, maybe he's probably even more of an asset than RJ Barrett is because I don't know. I feel like a lot of teams want a player like Mitchell Robinson, and not a lot of teams have that sort of guy that can bring that energy, defensiveness, and someone with a lot of potential that Mitchell Robinson has. So I think he's definitely going to be set there for New York, and it will definitely attract talent. Having good talent there, like I just said, with Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, even Frank Nicotila and Kevin Knox, and the sort of guys they have right now. They need to keep that group together, and then you plop in a couple of good NBA All-Star type of talent. Then you finally get the team going, and then you start rolling on trying to win a championship. So I like what they're doing right now, and I think Mitchell Robinson is definitely going to stay. Another player I saw on the list was Drew Holiday, who is going to be a free agent, and it's definitely going to come down to how well the Bucks do this year. Obviously, the Bucks make the finals, the conference finals, something crazy like that. I think he'd probably stay, but if that team implodes and that team doesn't do well, or they have another very tragic sort of playoff performance like they did last year. Now that thing goes bad because obviously Giannis was hurt and that wasn't really full strength Bucks. So I mean, if they do well, I think it will stay. I think if they do bad, I think they might have to go in another direction if it doesn't go so well. So okay, let's see who else is here. Oh, we were actually just talking about this player, and I have not looked at this list preemptively. I just saw. I came up with the idea, and then I was trying to find articles or some type of website that had a list of players. So, Chris Paul is also a free agent in the year 2021. So, I think, man, it could be Chris Paul's last year. It might be his last hurrah. I mean, he's going to be turning 36 in May, it says here. So, that's definitely pretty crazy. I think he's either going to, do what he did again and just hop ship to another really good team and sort of try to make it better, play alongside a really good young star, give him some intellect and teach him a little bit. I think that'd be kind of cool for him. Kind of like what Rondo did with Trae Young, what he did with Shea, what he's going to do with Devin Booker. I think that's really cool to share that sort of great NBA knowledge with the next sort of generational talent that the NBA has. Or it's finally championship season for Chris Paul, and he signs some sort of lucrative contract with the Lakers, the Clippers, or the Bucks, or some sort of team where finally Chris Paul gets his chance at a championship. Not saying he can't win one in Phoenix, which you never know, but maybe he gives himself one last run at greatness and goes for a title. I think that'd be kind of interesting if that actually did happen. So I'm gonna say that probably does happen. I say this year he gives it all. He gives it us all. He tries to win one legitly with a good team around him. It doesn't go so well because obviously it's Phoenix and they're still a young team and they still have a lot of kinks to sort of work out. So I am going to say that Chris Paul signs with a big time team next year for maybe even a veteran minimum, maybe even less than like 10 mil for like a 1-year contract, and he gives it one last shot at an NBA title. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. But that's a cool one for sure. Chris Paul, free agent. John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks is also a restricted free agent. I think. Wow, if they better give this man a big time payday, because I can see John Collins being a definite all-star for the Eastern Conference at some point in time, maybe even sooner rather than later. I really like John Collins' game. It sort of reminds me of like almost like an Amari Stoudemire type with a jump shot, you know what I mean? Maybe not as explosive, but this man's hustle and motor is amazing. He plays really well. He has a good jump shot. He can hit a corner three for days as a good power forward, which it seems like you always want your power forward to be sort of that stretch forward type player, and he plays it really well. I think he plays very well alongside Trae Young. I think he also averaged around 20 points per game. He put up 21.6 points, 10 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks per game. That is crazy. So definitely think this guy's going anywhere. Another player here is Rudy Gobert is a free agent this upcoming season. Wow. Rudy Gobert. Now, here's the big time question. This past offseason, we talked about it in my last video. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do. The Utah Jazz just re-signed Donovan Mitchell, their superstar, to a max contract. Does Rudy Gobert think he is worth the max? And if he does Utah think paying Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert both max contracts will win them a championship? That is definitely up to the Utah Jazz, obviously. Do I think that's worth a championship? No, it's not. I love the duo. I think they play very well together. I think them sticking around together is definitely what needs to happen. I just hope that Rudy Gobert does not go into this offseason thinking, I'm a defensive player of the year candidate, I'm one of the top centers in the NBA, I deserve a max. Can he get a max somewhere? Duh. Teams like New York and Charlotte and other teams that are desperate for a star will pay this man big time bucks, and he will probably take a lot of interviews, in my opinion. Because obviously, if it's your first time being a free agent, usually that's what happens. You always take the interviews because you always want to see what's out there and sort of get that sort of relationship with teams and stuff like that for, whatever happens in the future. So, I think it's going to be very interesting, and I think the Utah Jazz are about to pay Donovan Mitchell in Utah and Rudy Gobert max contracts. I think it's going to happen. I think he's going to stay. I think they're going to give Rudy Gobert a big boy contract. It did Donovan Mitchell. Another big time free agency name right here. In the year 2021, Paul George will also become, I think, an unrestricted free agent. Wow. This one is definitely very interesting because this is 1000% going to come down to what happens to the LA Clippers this year. And what I mean by that is that what happened last year cannot happen again. It cannot happen again. If it does, I think Paul George will walk, and leaving Kawhi Leonard by himself in that brand new billions of dollar new arena they're building just for the LA Clippers, and he's gonna be there all by himself. And I think Paul George doesn't want to stay there if their peak is just a second round exit to a 3-1 team, and then maybe this next upcoming season they also they make it to a conference finals, or if they don't even make the finals, I think he might even walk. So that's going to be very interesting to see. Is that going to happen? In my opinion, probably not. I think the Clippers are going to be an amazing team this year. I think they still will be a title favorite, and I think everything will be fine for them. I think they'll play obviously a lot better than they did last year, but will it be enough against a lot of teams who got a lot better? Who knows? But I'll say he will have another good season. The Clippers will have a good season. I think he will stay for maybe another, one of those 2-year contracts, and the second year is a player option, so he can opt out of it if he wants to. Oh wait, Kawhi is also a free agent. That's right. I guess they were free agents at the same time, I guess. Oh wait, no, he got traded. Wow, that's a coincidence that they're both gonna be free agents in 2021. Wow. Okay. So now, if the Clippers do bad, if they do play bad, my God, the Clippers could be out both of their stars, and they paid billions of dollars for that new arena. That'd be comedy. I'd be laughing so hard. I'd feel really bad, obviously, for like Palmer and Clipper fans and stuff like that if that did happen, if both Kawhi and Paul George left. But that's a very big possibility. If they do play bad, or something like a 3-1 deficit happens again, I don't think they could stand being on the Clippers again. But again, it's a possibility. Now, I would probably say one of them will stay if that did happen. It would probably be Kawhi Leonard. I think he probably would rather play there than anywhere else because he seems like a guy who really wants to be around his family, a la, his uncle being like his agent or something like that. So probably stay over Paul George, and obviously you would rather have Kawhi Leonard. No offense to Paul George, but you'd rather have Kawhi Leonard anyways. But ladies and gentlemen, we have two names left on this list, and one of them, you could say, is the greatest player of all time, and one of them, you could say, is the best player in basketball right now. We're going to be talking about LeBron James first, and yes, technically LeBron James is a free agent this next off season. And ladies and gentlemen, if the Lakers have sort of an upset year, sort of like what happened to the Clippers, if something happens, do not be surprised, and you heard it here from ASMballeR himself first, do not be surprised if LeBron signs a 1-year deal or maybe a 2-year deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers to set off his historic career. Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. Maybe if they even if they won an NBA championship this year and LeBron gets five of them boys, 5 NBA championships, LeBron can say, that's it, I'm done. I'm gonna carry out the rest of my career. I have my GOAT conversation set. Y'all can talk about whatever else you want to talk about. I'm done. I'm going to Cleveland. I'm playing one last year or maybe 2 last years in Cleveland, my home. Have a nice farewell tour like a Kobe or like a D Wade, and run off into the sunset. That could be a big possibility. So do not be surprised if that did happen. If the Lakers won a championship or something crazy like that happened. What are the odds of that happening? Probably slim to none. And LeBron's probably gonna play in LA the rest of his career. We all talk about his family love living in LA. LA is the biggest market. He has his movie sort of production studio thing going on right now. So I think it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. But like I said, do not be surprised if he did something like that. If he's like, you know what, my career is my career, and I'm gonna play, in Cleveland, get the ball as much as I want to, no expectations, just having fun, scoring tons of points, racking up the stats for, his careers and stuff like that, his career averages and things like that. So I think that would be kind of cool if that actually did happen. And the last name we're going to be talking about here, that is a unrestricted, I think, free agent in the 2021 year, is the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo is a free agent this next season, and obviously the Bucks are hoping to re-sign him, hoping to have a good year. They made a lot of trades in the offseason to probably favor Giannis and hope to win him over, getting Drew Holiday, still keeping a decent amount of depth on the team, keeping Chris Middleton, who he's very buddies with. So I think that obviously made Giannis very happy. But again, just like with the Clippers, if they have another bust of a season and get out of the second round to a team they arguably should have won, I know it was because of injury, but it still should not happen. If Giannis is healthy, that shouldn't happen. They should be Eastern Conference Finals sort of competitors, at the very least. And if that doesn't happen, I think Giannis can walk because his sort of mentor was Kobe Bryant, and if he has that Mamba mentality, the man is gonna want to win and win soon. And B, I bet he does have a lot of ears in the media and people talking about him as arguably being the potential to being the next GOAT in the GOAT conversation with Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, players like that. He has that potential, and I think he knows it. And is wasting his prime years coming up here. I think he's turning late 20s. That's like, you're gonna hit your prime very soon, and he's getting that very nice jump shot down to like almost 30% 3-point shooter. If he gets that to even anything higher, my God, the league is shutting down, because that's terrifying. So he could definitely go to, obviously, a team like the Knicks. Sorry, So that'd be pretty interesting. Or again, a team like Miami, who is a team again like the Knicks, praying for a big time free agent to get with them to play alongside Jimmy and Bam and their sort of young core of guys as well with Chris Dunn, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. You throw Giannis in there, that is also a terrifying team. Or he goes to LA and LeBron takes a humongous pay cut and Giannis signs and plays with LeBron, Giannis, Anthony Davis, and you could throw me in there and the kid down the street, and that team was going to win an NBA championship. So that's definitely a very big possibility as well. So that's definitely super crazy, and it's all very capable of happening. Either any one of those situations could happen. Which one do I think is going to happen? I'm going to give the Bucks the benefit of the doubt and say they're going to have a very good year, and I think Giannis re-signs a max contract. But like I said, we were talking about a lot of different players, and I think a lot of them have a lot of potential to jump ship. Like Lonzo and Victor Oladipo, Paul George. There are a lot of big-time names that are going to be looking to leave, in my opinion. So I think next year is going to be an even better and even better offseason than this one was. This offseason was a lot of rumors. I think next year will be a lot of execution to a lot of rumors. So I'm very excited, and obviously I'll still be around to give you guys all the news and updates on that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like the video, make sure you do like the video. Subscribe if you also enjoyed, if you feel whatever, relaxed, entertained, whatever you feel. And yeah, I'll see you guys again in my next video.